A lot of government and taxpayer money went towards bailing out the banks, and you don't want to see that. That bottom line, you don't want to see that. But if you want to, at that point, create some sort of big change and say, we're going to give you this money if, or we're going to force you to take this money, and here's what you're going to have to do going forward, then that's sort of, you know, those are the new rules. You work by those rules going forward. I think kind of what happened is that the money flowed in, the money was given as the bailout, and there weren't hard rules put in place at the time. I mean, there were some rules that went in place. I mean, for instance, the Federal Reserve stress tests and that sort of thing. But there weren't these hard rules of here's what you have to do. We're going to have a bigger role in telling you what you can and can't do and what you have to do. So then you had the banks start to recover, and then people had these expectations of what they would do, or assumptions, I should say assumptions. And in 7th grade, my biology teacher, he said to me, you know, assumptions, they make an ass out of you and me. So I think that's been a lot of the other side of it. The money went in, there was expectations and assumptions as to what would happen on the other end, and the banks continued to operate like capitalistic businesses. They're making decisions that are best for the bank, best for the shareholders, and best for the customers in a lot of, I mean, any business has to balance all of the different stakeholders. And so, you know, in terms of lending more, in terms of putting more money back into the economy, we're seeing some of that. But part of the Federal Reserve's plan to try to help goose the economy is keeping interest rates low. So the hope is that that encourages lending demand. But the problem is that it doesn't exactly inspire lending supply, because it crushes those rate margins. So I don't know. Are the banks doing things right or wrong? It's kind of like saying, is a cigarette company doing it right or wrong because they're selling cigarettes? Is a soda company doing it right or wrong because they're selling soda? I think they're operating the way they believe they need to operate to kind of balance the requirements that they have from all the different stakeholders in the business.